I'm about to teach you how to take basic NFT art and turn it into animated stickers for use on Discord. Specifically, I'm going to walk you through step by step how I made this zombie sticker. And these are some other projects that I found over the past couple days to create a bunch of different examples of these animated stickers. I'm going to link all of these below in the description so you can check them out if you want to. All right, let's dive in. Step one, just find some cool art that you like, that you want to play around with, or even better yet, find a cool group of people, a community that you really want to be part of. The idea here is practice what I teach you and then give them the art that you create, give them that sticker, and my guess is they're probably going to appreciate it big time. Again, for my example, we're going to use this zombie from Billionaire Zombies Club, and it's because I was on a live stream on Twitter. I was listening to them do a giveaway where their community members were hooking up people in the audience. I just thought it was dope, and I saw this piece of art used.
I'm going to use Photoshop, and I'm just going to highlight, cut, and then repaste this layer. The idea is we want to get rid of this background, and to do that, we need to put the little zombie on his own layer. Now you can make your adjustments on the wand. That's not what this video is going to be about, but I just want to get the easy stuff removed first, and then we're going to break out the pen tool to get into the nitty gritty. The overall idea is we just want to remove everything except the actual artwork itself. We don't want to have the background, and you can kind of see these little shine effects that are coming off of these spikes. They're bleeding into the background, and I was trying to take them out in like a fancy way, and then I was like, nah, let's just pull them out so it's just the spikes. So I used the pen tool, went all the way around them, and I'm using a Mac, so I'm just going to do a command click on the path, which highlights it, and that lets me delete it. And then I'm going to go through and just select any little bits of this background you can see showing through the gun there. I'm just going to get rid of the easy stuff, and then I'll leave a little bit. Like that would take forever to go through and remove every little bit. But I see this last little one in the armpit, got it all deleted, and now we've got a transparent background. Spend as much or as little time as you want on that. I don't think it's super important, and if you've got better ways to do it, I don't know, comment below. Let me know what I could have done better to make that faster. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. This is cool because we get to modify this and we get to start changing things up so that we can make different effects happen. And so I'm going to actually cut all of these spikes out one by one. But the only problem is once those spikes are not there anymore, now there's going to be the break in this black line. So I'm just using the pen tool to kind of recreate that line to make sure that everything looks good even when those spikes are not there, because I'm going to launch them off the top of this dude's head. So I got that line on its own layer now. I can chop the rest of these little spikes out. And if you can see, I'm making sure everything is manageable on my layers here. I've got individual layers for each spike. I've got an individual layer for that line. And now I just want to merge the layer of the zombie with that line so that it's one layer. But now I got these big holes in this guy's head. So I'm going to choose some of the existing colors that are on the face, in this case, the eye socket. And then I'm just going to highlight those little spaces so that I can put a stroke on the path around them to add a second color. And it looks pretty legit. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but now I can shoot those spikes off and it will look good underneath where they used to be. So we have 5 different layers. We got a zombie and we have 4 different spikes, and we are going to turn everything off so that only the one layer is visible at a time. And we're going to save it as a PNG file so that we can maintain that transparent background. And we'll have 5 individual pictures that we're going to move over to Final Cut Pro next. And when you drop these files in, they're just going to go in chronological order, and we're just going to stack them on top of each other because we want them all to exist in the same space, but we're going to control them individually. Now we want this to exist only in a certain amount of time. So we're going to adjust everything. We're going to cut it down, and then we're going to start keyframing these spikes to move at a very specific place. Because they're all at different angles on the top of the head, we're going to have them fire off at different angles. And now that time that we spent making the artwork underneath the spike, it actually shines through. It's pretty cool because I'm adjusting the X and the Y of that spike, but you can see instantly, as soon as I move it away from the zombie, you've got that red underlying layer that we put on there. So it's pretty cool just watching it take shape even as you're playing around with it. And I thought it would also be cool to not fire them off all at the same time. So I have them going in a very sequential order. So once I liked the trajectory of that first spike, now I get to start keyframing like one frame away from that. The second one will fire. And then I have to adjust the X and the Y for that. And then one frame after that one starts, we do the third, and then we do the fourth the same way, and you get this kind of like bang, 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 bang. Like it just, I don't know, it looks super dope. And this is happening really, really fast. So as it looks like we're seeing this slow movement of these spikes while we're frame by frame, when you play this thing, it's just zipping right through that. So you can get very granular with it, but you don't really have to. I'm only using, I think, 4 frames to show the spikes actually traveling. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole change that I wanted to make. I'm just going to adjust the end of this so that there's not a bunch of dead space. And we've got our animation all set up. We're ready to export. For settings, we're going to do video only, Apple ProRes 4444, and that is going to give us an MOV file we can load up for the next step. We're going to take the MOV, load it to a converter online, a free converter that can make GIFs and APNGs, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we are going to convert to APNG, which is an animated PNG file, and for the first time, we actually get to see dude firing his spikes. And we're going to save that, and now we've got the thing that we need so that we can load it up to Discord. Now this part can be pretty frustrating. If you don't get it on the first try, don't close this window. Just skip back over, make some adjustments, try to get that file size down to 500 kilobytes, which is kind of difficult. And I'm going to make a whole video on how to like optimize these things because I've struggled a little bit with it, but you get to put a description, the name, you get to load the file up, and then even a little emoji that you want it to be attributed to inside of Discord. And if everything works out perfectly, you will have this thing loaded up as a sticker. There are some requirements for you to have custom stickers on your server, but once you try it out and see it there on Discord for the first time, you will probably be about as happy as I was. It's pretty cool.